And hello again. This is Brian King one more time coming at you with Junior Bible Quiz information to help you disciple children in the Word of God. This time I'm going to focus in on how to conduct a Bible quiz tournament, how to actually run an event and invite people to be a part of something like this. What I want to share with you is just a simple format, but please understand what you can do with this information is format it so that it works best for you in your situation. You might find that it becomes important to change a few of the details to best work where you are. What I'm going to share with you is what I have done over the years as the state coordinator here in North Carolina for over 20 years. I was the regional coordinator in the Southeast region of the United States also for over 20 years. And I was also one of the national coordinators for the United States National Festival for well over 10 or 15 years. So please understand, I'm giving you a perspective of how I've done it, but you can take this information and decide how is it going to work best for you in your situation. The first thing you have to decide is, when are you going to do an event like this? In North Carolina, where I live, we would do 6 events during the course of a school year. The beginning of the school year is when we start the Junior Bible Quiz year. Now, typically, kids start school around the beginning of September, a little bit earlier, a little bit later, depending on where some people live. And we would typically follow a school schedule. We would conduct our first meet in October, giving teams a chance to practice and study before the first meet. We would also let people know in advance that we plan to quiz on the second Saturday of every month that we had the quiz events. So we would quiz on the second Saturday of October, the second Saturday of November. Now, we would skip December with all of the preparations for Christmas and traveling and all these things involved. We chose not to have an event in December, but resume in January, again on the second Saturday. And then we would quiz February, March, and then on the second Saturday of April, we would have our state finals. This was our normal practice. People knew what to expect and when to expect it. Now, as the regional coordinator, my duties extended beyond North Carolina to the states of South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, and Florida, and we would have a regional event in May. And then, the end of the year, we would have a national event in June. So during the course of the year, some teams would do as much as 8 different quiz meets. But again, this was something that was communicated to people well in advance, and they knew what they had to do to qualify for each one of these events. So this is what we did. How will it work best for you in the Czech Republic? Maybe in the first year, you might only want to have 3 or 4 events total. Whatever works for you is what's going to work best. Now, the next question I want to tackle is, who's invited? Who can be a part of the Junior Bible Quiz ministry? Well, it's very simply the way we do it in the United States. Junior Bible Quiz is meant typically for children in grades 1 through 6. That's basically 6 years through 11 years of age. Now, some exceptions can be made at certain places and times. Maybe you prefer to use ages rather than school grades. Again, what works best for you? I know that in some countries, they even extend the age to beyond the 6th grade or 11 years old. In Romania, some of the kids are quizzing all the way through 16 years of age. Again, what works best for you? As a district coordinator in North Carolina, we had 3 levels of competition. We had what we called the X League. X is the Roman designation for the number 10. And we had one league of kids where they only studied the 10-point questions. And this was open to any child in 2nd grade and younger. Now, that would typically be 7 years old, but some of these kids were even as young as 4 years old, and we allowed it at this level. Now, our second level of competition was called the Beginner League. The Beginner League was designed for kids in grades 3 through 6. This would be 8 through 11 years of age, roughly. But if a child was younger and wanted to be in the beginner division, and the family was going to work with that, perfectly fine. We did not tell them that they couldn't be a part of it. So, but in the Beginner League, as you'll hear later, we only cover the 10 and 20-point questions. We do not use the 30-point questions in the Beginner League. Now, our third and final group is the Experienced League. And in this league, the children use all the questions, 10s, 20s, and 30s. Again, it's basically designed for 3rd grade through 6th grade. However, again, if a child is 1st or 2nd grade and for whatever reason the family chooses to be involved in it, they can be a part of the Experienced League even if they're 1st or 2nd graders. Now, moving on to the third question, where are you going to have a junior Bible quiz event? Typically, we try to find a church that is relatively central to the people that are choosing to come.